Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna talk about overdrive pedals. Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna discuss a bit regarding overdrive pedals and the applications of overdrive pedals. The overdrive pedal started out with in the late 40s actually, where people started cutting out their speakers to create kind of a fuzzy tone to the guitar amp by pushing it and cutting their speakers. Back in the day, they don't have stuff like the overdrive pedal, so in order to do that, they have to physically do something to the amps. Like I said, cutting or just cranking the amp itself. And as time goes by, in the early 50s, there's a band called the Kinks. In order to achieve that tone, he actually cut up his 4x12 Marshall.
Really?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he legit cut the speaker cone in order to make that fuzzy tone. And then when that album went worldwide, everyone wanted that tone. Then the Fuzzbox was born. At first, nobody really cares about it. Then there was this one memorable tune that everybody knows today called Satisfaction by the Rolling Stone. After that album came out, everyone went crazy and everyone wanted a Fuzzbox. Then there comes the treble booster, the Dallas Albiter treble booster. That is kind of like the Fuzzbox, but it's cleaner and it push the front end of the preamp by and then adding some high end to it, so people use it kind of like a booster kind.
Kind of like sparkle or
Yeah.
sizzles.
Then comes this, the Ibanez TS9. Well, this is the Maxon, but it's basically the same thing because early days Ibanez are all made by Maxon itself. So then comes the TS9, and then there is the OD1 by Boss. Basically, the circuit itself is almost the same. It's just what makes overdrive pedal different. Well, honestly speaking, the circuits are almost the same. Some have more EQ, some doesn't. But the core thing that an overdrive pedal usually has is the drive, the level, and the tone. Some even don't even have like one of these knobs. It's just two. But
Normally they don't have the tone, right? Normally like
Yeah.
one gain and one level.
yeah, but yeah, basically three knobs: tone, drive, and level. So on an overdrive pedal, the three most common knobs you see is the drive, tone, and level. Basically, the drive controls how much input gain that is given to the original signal. The tone is basically a simple mid control for the pedal itself. It will determine if you want it brighter, you turn it all the way up. If you want it darker, you just turn it down. And then the level is basically the overall level that is coming out of this. There's a lot of different ways to use this, and we'll touch on that later. There's also some oddballs in the mix, such as this germanium OD from Electro Harmonics. There is the bias knob and there is the volt knob. For example, the bias is basically you bias the circuit is either hotter or colder, and the volt is basically the overall power to it. You can sag it or you can overpower it, depending on your liking. There's a lot of different kind of overdrive in the market currently, ranging from the TS9s with all the different reincarnations, such as the Maxon one, TS9DX, TS808, TS9 by Ibanez itself, and the newly coming new Tube Screamer, which features the Roland. Is it a Roland?
It's not a Roland. It's from Korg.
It's the Korg new tube
yeah.
technology. It's pretty special. It's actually an LED screen that acts like a tube built in. So yeah, and I heard that it can do both 808s and TS9 stuff. So
We're
have
not
a
sure
look
about
out.
that yet.
Once we get that, we'll be sure to make a video.
Yeah.
Other than that, you have stuff from Boss, such as the OD1, which is no more in production, the OD3, the Super Overdrive, which is the OD2, SD1, I mean,
SD1.
sorry. And then there is stuff from Blackstar, which is like this right here, the LT
It's very
drive.
typical. Got 3 knobs. Tone, tone, gain, and volume
Yep.
levels.
And then there's stuff from the TC Electronics. They're making good stuff nowadays.
There's too many actually.
Yeah, there's
to-
too
to
many on the
mention.
market. There's also the OCD. And there are different versions of it. There's also stuff from ZVEX. I can go on and on. You guys can check it out. Digitech, which is also
Yeah.
good stuff. Tube
Yeah, yep,
Overdrive
exactly.
and the Bat Monkey. Basically, a lot of it is like a clone
Oh, don't forget
to
the China clone.
yeah,
Joyo.
the Vintage Overdrive by Joyo.
Yes.
Yeah, basically, all of that comes from the most basic, the TS9 or
TS808.
808 or the OD1. It all started from there. The circuit is basically almost the same circuit, just say maybe a different board, cheaper parts, but the overall characteristics are different. And yeah, there's an ongoing debate regarding why TS808 or TS9. Some say it sounds sharper, some say it sounds
Yeah,
rounder
exactly.
and stuff like that. Some say it's not suitable for anything. In my opinion, I used to think that 808s are more rounder, more for the blues player. TS9 is more for a metal player. But based on a recent discovery by Wamplers, you know Wampler
Yep,
pedals?
yep.
The guy from Wampler, I'll link his YouTube channel or whatever somewhere here. Basically, he put a breadboard and a circuit of the 808 and TS9 with a switch on it. Basically, both of it sound different. Sound the same. I'm sorry. Sound the same. His conclusion of why
They sounded different.
they sounded different and every single one is different is because electronic circuitry
Some put
components, some like it's worn more, it's worn less because
Oh.
over time components value would degrade.
I see.
Because yeah, this is how electronic stuff works. So not all TS9 sounds the same because some say that their TS9 sounds way better. Some sounds like crap. It's not the company or the model to blame. It's basically through time stuff degrades. That's the circle of life. So yeah, that's the explanation of why people think that TS9 and TS8 sounds different. It's just coincidence by any chance sometimes. Yeah. Now let's get to the application. So basically, this is an overdrive pedal. Okay, there's 3 knobs. There is the tone, the gain, and the levels. Well, let's say you're buying an overdrive pedal and actually using it to as your core tone. Let's say you're going for like a bluesy kind of tone. So basically how I will do it, I'll just plug in the pedal from here out straight to your amp. Any amp will do. Set your EQs on the amp straight up noon, everything. Go to the clean channel first, because if you want the core tone from the pedal, you have to go to the clean channel first. Then engage the pedal and start playing with the knobs. Get a feel for the pedal first. Once you know what you find the tone that you want close to the tone that you want, then you start to tweak the gain and the levels to your liking. Once everything here is complete, then you move on to your EQ, where you tweak to fine details. Then once you got that tone you want, that's it. It's just as simple as that. Well, in the more modern applications where people like Slayer, Meshuggah, or whatever band, Slipknot, or let's say Periphery. Okay. The most common overdrive in that application is a TS9. And what they usually do is 0 drive, maxed out levels, and the tone knob is usually from noon, and then you start tweaking it up all the way until you feel like you have enough edge. Usually the tone knob in this application kind of refers to how sharp the pick attack is. The ice picking thingy, you don't want to go all the way up and then you have too much ice picking. That's not good because all you hear is the sharp sparkle thingy, which not a lot of people like. Yeah, the gain doesn't really get used a lot in this kind of applications because most of the these kind of settings are usually going straight into like the dirty channel of a 5150 or whatever. So you get most of your gain structures from the amp itself. This is just here to increase the pick attack and the input signal. Some people like to add gain too, but I never seen someone went past 9 o'clock in this kind of setting. Maybe a bit, like 8, but that's about it. So what does that do? Like I said, it adds pick attack and boosts the input signal. So your input is hotter and it pushes the preamp section of your amp more. Other than that, people also uses overdrive pedal as a solo boost. For example, the settings are pretty much the same as those who use it in the modern standpoint, but instead of enabling it 24/7 like the modern applications, you actually set the gain. Usually just stays here because you just want to boost the input signal. Set it to like a output signal that you want, and then how much brighter you want the tone, and just kick it in every single time you do a solo or something, and you get that more. You get more saturation and a brighter tone, which makes your lead pop.
And some of them, they don't want the brighter tone, they want a more rounder. They roll off the tones, or maybe just put it at the minimum as possible.
Yeah, because some people like that bluesy round tone, like when you roll off the tone knob. Yeah, basically you can do that too.
Yeah.
You just turn it off.
The gulu 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 gulu.
Yeah. Well guys, thanks for watching. Hope you learned more about the uses and the difference of overdrive pedals. Stay tuned for more informative content in the future. Goodbye.